Man. Well, that one was not good. Miami Dolphins lose to the San Francisco 49ers, 33-17. Fall to 8-4. Okay, we're not. First off the bat, I'm not mad about this loss at all, even though it does leave a sour taste in my mouth that we lost to the last pick in the NFL draft this year, Brock Purdy. That leaves a really bad taste in my mouth, but I'm not mad about this loss, and I'm not really mad about this loss because going into it, this was going to be a battle between the Miami Dolphins' high-powered, high-energetic offense against the San Francisco 49ers' top-ranked defense. That was all the hype this week. Is it going to be the Dolphins' offense, or is it going to be the 49ers' defense? And the 49ers' defense played much better. Just flat out, Tua Tagovailoa did not play a good game today. People are already acting like, it's the end of the world and Tua sucks and they're going to have all their narratives this week. But, I'm not shying away from the fact that he played terrible. No, Tua played a bad game today. And it happens. Bad quarterbacks have, bad games all the time. Josh Allen, he's had plenty of bad games this season. Pat Mahomes, he's had bad games this season. I'm pretty sure every quarterback in the NFL, I'm pretty sure no quarterback in the NFL has been perfect at all this season. And performances like this happen. And, you're looking at these 6 games to end the season before the playoffs. I looked at all the 6 games and I'm like, San Francisco is the toughest game we have all season. They're an elite team. They're an elite squad. In my opinion, they're the most complete team in the NFC. So just right off the bat, good sportsmanship. Shout out to the San Francisco 49ers. They were the better team today, and they defeated the Miami Dolphins 33-17. We're going to talk about it. Offense wasn't good today. The defense really wasn't great. First half was really bad. When Brock Purdy came in, second half they were much better. They kept the team in the game for as long as they could. And yeah, man, we're going to talk about it. It's unfortunate, but I'm not mad about this loss. Like I said, it does suck. We're down now in the standings. Let's see here. At the time of recording, the AFC playoff picture has the Buffalo Bills at the 1 seed. They are the new 1 seed. And the Chiefs are 2 because they lost to the Cincinnati Bengals today. Bengals seem to have their number, man. And they're playing really good football at the right time of the season. So, Chiefs are the 2 seed. Baltimore Ravens are the 3 seed, but they might have lost Lamar Jackson for a very long time. We don't know how long Lamar Jackson is going to be out for. And Tyler Huntley barely snuck out a win today against the Denver Broncos. Tennessee Titans 4 seed at 7-5. Then the wild card teams, we got the Cincinnati Bengals at 8-4, the Miami Dolphins at 8-4, and the New York Jets at 7-5. So that's the playoff picture right now, man. And it's not time to press the panic button. The 49ers are a really good team, the toughest team we've faced all season, in my opinion. And there's still a lot of football to be played. We have 5 really good games coming up. So hold your horses, Dolphin fan. Hold your horses. Let's get into the stats here before we get into this game between the Dolphins and the 49ers. We're going to start with the away team, the Miami Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa, 18 for 33, 295 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. His first interception since the Cincinnati game on Thursday Night Football. So Tua now has 21 touchdowns and 5 interceptions on the season. This is a problem. This was one of the reasons why we lost, and I'm going to talk about it when we get to a certain point of the game. Raheem Mostert, 7 carries for 30 yards. Jeff Wilson, 1 carry for 3 yards. The Miami Dolphins had 33 rushing yards. That is disgusting. I don't care what defense you're playing. I don't care if you're playing the top defense. They couldn't run on the Texans' defense last week. And this week against the 49ers, they got 33 rushing yards total. That's disgusting. And I'm going to talk about this run game at a certain point of the game. Tyreek Hill, probably the MVP of today's game. He's unbelievable. 9 catches for 146 yards and a touchdown. Trent Sherfield, 1 catch for 75 yards and a touchdown. River Craycraft, 2 catches for 29 yards. Durham Smythe, 2 catches for 21 yards. Alec Ingold, 3 catches for 15 yards. And Jalen Waddle, 1 catch for 9 yards on 5 targets. He was dealing with a leg injury all day, but he was a legit non-factor in that Dolphins offense. On the defensive side, Xavier Howard, he got his first interception of the year, so good for him. Jerome Baker got a half sack. Zach Seiler got a half a sack. Bradley Chubb got a sack. Jalen Phillips got a half a sack. Melvin Ingram got a sack. Andrew Van Ginkel got a half a sack. So they got 4 sacks on Brock Purdy. So, I mean, I guess they did fine with getting to the quarterback and stuff like that. But run game was a little questionable for the run defense. 49ers, Jimmy Garoppolo was 2 for 4 with 56 yards before he got injured. Brock Purdy looked like a friggin' Pro Bowler out there today, at least in the first half. 25 for 37, 210 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Christian McCaffrey, 17 carries for 66 yards. Jordan Mason, 8 carries for 51 yards. Christian McCaffrey on the receiving game was a problem. 8 carries for 80 yards and a touchdown. So, Dolphins not doing great against McCaffrey today. Deebo Samuel, 6 catches for 58 yards. Brandon Ayuk, 5 catches for 46 yards. Juwan Jennings, 2 catches, 34 yards. George Kittle, 2 catches for 22 yards. And Kyle Juszczyk, 3 catches for 12 yards and a touchdown. So let's get into the game between the Miami Dolphins and the San Francisco 49ers. The Niners won the toss. They elected to defer to get the ball in the second half. The Miami Dolphins get the ball, and on the first play of the game, Tua throws a strike to Trent Sherfield for 75 yards, and he takes it all the way to the house for a Miami Dolphins touchdown. You guys should have seen how I was in the living room here. I was going nuts. First play of the game, a touchdown, making a statement already that this isn't an offense to mess with. But it turned into a different game after that 75-yard touchdown. But that was probably the highlight of the game. That was a great play. Safety got lost. Talona Hofunga got lost on that play, and it allowed Trent Sherfield to get a 75-yard touchdown to start the game. So that was nice. First drive for the 49ers, They go 9 plays, 54 yards in 4 minutes and 13 seconds to get a field goal. We'll start 3rd and 7. Garoppolo finds Brandon Ayuk for 23 yards, and that is a San Francisco first down. 2nd and 9. Garoppolo takes a deep shot to Christian McCaffrey for 33 yards. And one problem that I have with the Dolphins defense, why the hell was Duke Riley on Christian McCaffrey? Why? I don't understand that matchup at all. It just didn't make sense to me. It really didn't make sense to me. Christian McCaffrey is clearly going to have an advantage over Duke Riley. I just thought that was stupid. McCaffrey up the middle for 4 yards. Jimmy Garoppolo incomplete to George Kittle. And then on 3rd and 6, Garoppolo gets pressure in his face by Jerome Baker and Jalen Phillips for a combined sack. Loss of 10 yards. And on that play, Phillips' knee was on Garoppolo's ankle. It bent a weird way. Garoppolo went into the locker room with a left foot injury is what they called it, and never returned. So, first drive of the game, the 49ers lost their starting quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo. Robbie Gould connected on a 47-yard field goal to give the Niners to Dolphins 7-3 lead. Dolphins go 3 and out on their next drive. 49ers 9 plays, 54 yards, and a touchdown. 3rd and 3. Brock Purdy is in the game now. He throws it to Christian McCaffrey for 7 yards. Again, Duke Riley was covering Christian McCaffrey. Jordan Mason up the middle for 11 yards. Down to the Miami 29. 3rd and 10. Brock Purdy threw a pass to Brandon Ayuk, which was called for pass interference by Kader Kohou, and it was so bad of a call that Fox refused to show the replay of the pass interference. That was absolutely bogus, and that was one of the 4 main penalties that was absolutely horrible in this game, and we'll get to all of them. Even though the Dolphins lost today, they didn't perform good. It was a team loss today. These refs were terrible, and they were clearly on the side of the San Francisco 49ers, and that's not me making an excuse. That's just a straight fact. These penalties, and for all the people that are probably going to argue with me, you probably didn't watch the game. So, shut up, okay? But Kader Kohou, terrible call for pass interference. Christian McCaffrey, 9-yard gain. Then it's 2nd and goal. McCaffrey for 3 yards. And on 1st and goal, my bad. 1st and goal at the 3. Brock Purdy, Kyle Juszczyk, touchdown, Niners, 10-7. 10-7, Niners. Another 3 and out for the Dolphins offense. Then the 49ers go 4 plays, 19 yards. 2nd and 6. McCaffrey gets a 2-yard loss, but horrible penalty number 2. Melvin Ingram gets called for tripping. Even Daryl Johnston, the Fox analyst that was calling this game along with Joe Davis, even said that wasn't tripping because Melvin Ingram was getting his footing on his being blocked, and McCaffrey ran into his leg. So horrible call number 2 against the Miami Dolphins. 3rd and 2, McCaffrey loses 3 yards off of Christian Wilkins. Christian Wilkins, man, he was all over the field today. He was outstanding. I'm not going to give an MVP for the game because the team lost, but if I were to give an MVP, I'm not going to, but if I were to, I would give it to Christian Wilkins. He was all over the field today. He's a free agent after this season. Pay this man. We want him on the Dolphins for the future. Niners punt. Dolphins go 12 plays, 65 yards in 5.5 minutes. Tua to Durham Smythe down the middle to Knight for 19 yards. Tua to Tyreek Hill for 18 yards down to the 47-yard line. Tua to Tyreek Hill again for 17 yards down to the San Francisco 36. Second and 4, Raheem Mostert gets 4 yards for a first down. Tua, a 7-yard pass to Alec Ingold. Another 2-yard pass to Alec Ingold. And on 3rd and 1, Tua is sacked. Pathetic blocking by Jeff Wilson against Nick Bosa. Pathetic. First of all, he gets by Shell. Jeff Wilson is there to pass block. Jeff Wilson goes low, and he's not even blocking Bosa. And Bosa's a better athlete than Jeff Wilson is, so he's just going to leap over him and get Tua for the sack. That was pathetic by Jeff Wilson there. Jason Sanders makes a 43-yard field goal to tie the game. San Francisco goes 3 and out. The Dolphins go 3 and out with 3 straight incompletions by Tua. Tua was just all over the place in the first half. Tua was too tensed up, too hyped up, and we needed to calm him. He wouldn't calm down in the first half. Tua was throwing incompletions that we would see him make those completions. So it was just not his day today. So 49ers on the next drive go 6 plays, 39 yards, and the drive ends with the 49ers going for it at the Miami 39, 4th and 4. Brock Purdy throws an interception to Xavier Howard. So Xavier Howard gets his first interception on the season. Good for X, man. Good for X. Dolphins go 4 plays, 10 yards, and they punt another 3rd down sack. And it was Nick Bosa again for the 49ers sacking Tua. And to end the half, this one hurt. The 49ers go 11 plays, 76 yards in 2.5 minutes, and they get a touchdown. Brock Purdy to Deebo Samuel for 7 yards. 2nd and 8, Brock Purdy to Christian McCaffrey for 9 yards. 3rd and 10. This was just a great play by Brock. He's got a ton of pressure coming to him. Jalen Phillips is in his face, and he throws a strike to George Kittle for a first down. I can't complain about that one. That was just an amazing play by Brock Purdy, and he deserved to get the first down on that play. Brock Purdy to Jawan Jennings. Christian Wilkins rushed all the way down the field to tackle Jennings, forced a fumble, but the ball went out of bounds, and it was clearly a fumble too. So, but amazing hustle by C-Man right there, Christian Wilkins. Where are we here? 1st and 10, incomplete, but Xavier Howard gets called for pass interference, and it was another brutal call. Terrible call against Xavier Howard that made it 1st and 10. Purdy throws it to Christian McCaffrey for 18 yards. 3rd and goal to end half. Brock Purdy to Christian McCaffrey for 3 yards for a Niners touchdown. That sucks that the defense let up a touchdown before halftime. In that situation, you got to let up, and you can't allow them to get that touchdown. That was heartbreaking for sure. So 49ers score right before halftime, and it is 17-10. Let's get into the third quarter here. 49ers go 6 plays, 13 yards, and a punt. Brock Purdy sacked for 11 yards on 3rd and 6 by Melvin Ingram. Dolphins go 2 plays, 19 yards. First and 10 at the Dolphins 38. Tua to Tyreek Hill for 19 yards, and a roughing the passer penalty is called on Nick Bosa. So we get it all the way down to the San Francisco 28. Robert Jones false start. First and 15, Raheem Mostert gets an 18-yard gain. And it's looking like the Dolphins are going to punch it in here, possibly get some points. Robert Hunt gets called for offensive holding, and that's the other call that was just, you didn't see a hold on Robert Hunt at all. He was blocking with Connor Williams, and the ref throws a flag, which is just brutal penalty on Robert Hunt. And on the next play, Tua throws to Jeff Wilson, who falls on his route and throws an interception for Jimmy Ward. I know, Jeff Wilson fell on his route, but Tua's got to see that. Tua's got to see that Jeff Wilson falls, and you can't just lob it up to him when he doesn't even know the ball's coming, and that's the easiest interception in the world for Jimmy Ward. That's brutal, and Tua's got to do better. He's got to see that Jeff Wilson's down there and, throw it away or take a sack. I don't know, but you can't do that. I know people are saying that's Jeff Wilson's fault because he fell, but Tua's got to be able to see that he fell, and he threw it to Jeff Wilson, who fell. He followed the script of the play, and it costed them. 49ers go 12 plays, 39 yards. They killed 7 minutes off the clock to get a field goal. First play, Brock Purdy to Deebo Samuel for 11 yards. Brock Purdy to Brandon Ayuk for 9 yards. 3rd and 1. Brock Purdy to Deebo Samuel for 10 yards and a first down. Pressure was in Brock's face, and he got it to Deebo Samuel, who basically stole it from Christian McCaffrey. 3rd and 3. 3rd and 3. Brock Purdy to Christian McCaffrey for 2 yards on a fantastic tackle by Javon Holland. And one of the big points of the game, 4th and 1, Brock Purdy QB sneaks it. Zach Seiler has him in a bear hug. Eric Rowe just effing stands there, doesn't do anything about it, and Brock Purdy is able to turn it into a first down. That can't happen, man. That cannot happen. Just on that alone, Eric Rowe had a bad game. I know he was shadowing George Kittle, and George Kittle had 2 catches for 22 yards. But looking back at it, man, you got to help Zach Seiler there. That's ridiculous. Sunday Night Football themes going on in the background. Deebo Samuel for loss of 4. 3rd and 14. Purdy throws it to Brandon Ayuk for 2 yards, and Robbie Gould gets a 43-yard field goal, and the Niners go up 20-10. I'm actually going to go turn the volume down real quick. Hold on just a second. Just getting distracted there a minute, so I had to mute the television. You got to make adjustments. So after the Niners field goal, Tyreek Hill's running a simple route, simple slant across the field. Tua sees him, throws it behind him, and it gets tipped, and it's an interception for the 49ers. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name because I know I'm going to mess it up. But that, again, Tua didn't make the throws that he usually makes. And that is crucial in big games like this. You gotta make the throws in big game situations like this. Tua clearly misses Tyreek Hill, and it turns into another San Francisco 49ers interception. Niners 4 plays 7 yards, and the Dolphins defense holds them to a field goal. Robbie Gould for 36 yards. Dolphins, after back-to-back interceptions by Tua Tagovailoa, go 4 plays, 75 yards for a touchdown in a minute and 50 to open up the fourth quarter. Tua to Tyreek Hill for 7 yards. Tua to Jalen Waddle for 9 yards. It was his only catch of the game. He limped off the field, and I don't think we saw him the rest of the time. First and 15, Tua deep left to Tyreek Hill for 19 yards. And the next play, Tua goes deep down the middle to Tyreek Hill for 45 yards. And the Dolphins are right back in this game. And you kind of get that fever, you know? How did the Dolphins get back in it all the way against the Baltimore Ravens? A deep touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill. Same thing happened in this game. We ended up coming back and winning that game against the Ravens. I was starting to get that same feeling here, and it just didn't happen. But Tua to Tyreek to get us back in the game, 23-17. San Francisco goes 6 plays, 27 yards, and punts. 3rd and 4. Brock Purdy is incomplete to Jawan Jennings. Next drive, Miami goes 11 plays, 54 yards, and it's a brutal drive because we have crucial 3rd down and 4th down catches that get called overturned, which were both, in my opinion, they were both incomplete. So, maybe the Sherfield one wasn't incomplete, but I think the Mike Gesicki one on 4th down definitely was incomplete. And, we definitely weren't going to win that challenge. But let's get to the drive. Raheem Mostert up the middle for 7 yards. Tua Tagovailoa to Durham Smythe for 2 yards. 3rd and 1 at the Miami 19-yard line. Tua throws deep to Trent Sherfield for 16 yards, which is caught, but it's overturned and it's incomplete as apparently the ball hit the ground. I thought he went down first and then was hit, but I can see the understanding. The Dolphins go for it on 4th and 1 on their own 19-yard line with 9 minutes left. This was a ballsy call by Mike McDaniel, and he gets it to Tyreek Hill for 9 yards. I was holding my breath that entire play. I saw Alec Ingold wide open. I'm like, just throw it to him and go to the next play. He throws it to Tyreek Hill, and he almost dropped it too. So I was holding my breath that entire play, man. Tua, short left to River Craycraft for a 1st down. Tua to Tyreek Hill for 9 yards. Raheem Mostert gets an 8-yard carry. Tyreek Hill for 3 yards. Raheem Mostert for 5 yards. And Tua gets his pass batted down on 3rd and 2. And on 4th and 2, Tua throws it to Mike Gesicki for 3 yards, which was ruled a catch. It was looked over, and it was an incomplete. Mike Gesicki never had possession of the ball, and the ball hit the ground when it came down. And I had that feeling that, just like the Ravens game, Tua was going to lead this team down the field for a touchdown, for a go-ahead touchdown, but that just didn't happen and wasn't able to capitalize. And unfortunately, the wheels run out for the defense as well, as San Francisco goes 10 plays, 34 yards to get a field goal. 3rd and 1, Brock Purdy dumps it off to George Kittle for 3 yards and a first down. Jordan Mason for 2 yards. Deebo Samuel with that end around for 9 yards. Christian McCaffrey for 30 yards, which I thought that one was going to the house. But he was tackled by Kader Kohu. 3rd and 21 after Purdy was sacked for 8 yards by Bradley Chubb. Another end around by Deebo Samuel, which is called offensive holding by George Kittle. And Robbie Gould kicks a 48-yard field goal to make it 26-17. And final play, two final plays. Tua is sacked by Nick Bosa, fumble, recovered by Trent Greenlaw, and that is a San Francisco touchdown. At this point in the game, Skylar Thompson's in. First play, attempts to Tyreek Hill, and is intercepted by Fred Warner. And the Miami Dolphins lose to San Francisco, 33-17. Tough loss. Took it right up the chin, and like I said, I'm not mad about this loss. It does leave a bad taste in my mouth that we lost to the last pick in the draft this year, Brock Purdy. But, Josh Boyer didn't adjust in the first half. The defense played really bad in the first half, and so did Tua Tagovailoa. I feel like the defense's performance in the first half with Brock Purdy in there and Tua's performance in the first half was the reason why we lost. Obviously, Tua had the 2 interceptions in the third quarter. Not great as well. Tua was really bad in the third quarter. But defense gave the offense a chance to go win the game. Couldn't capitalize it. And the wheels ran out with that drive to get San Francisco the field goal. Listen, man, it's not the end of the world. Okay? We're still 8-4. We're still in the playoff picture. Right now, if the season's over, we're in the playoffs, which was my goal at the start of the season. I just want to get to the playoffs because this team is too good not to be in the playoffs, man. They're too good not to be competing in the playoffs come January. You can't win every game, and that's true. But, this week, you're going to reevaluate, regroup. The team's staying out in California, which I don't have a problem with. There's no need to go back to Miami when you're in California next week against the Chargers. But, regroup and get ready for next week because you're gonna need to bounce back next week, and it's a big game. This week, I didn't use the term biggest game of the season because I knew we would have other games that would be the biggest game of the season. I know when we get to the Bills, if that game's for the division, that's going to be the biggest game of the season. But next week is the biggest game of the season. Next week's the biggest game of the season, whether you like it or not. The Miami Dolphins against the Los Angeles Chargers on Sunday Night Football. Tua Tagovailoa versus Justin Herbert in front of the whole world. You're going to have narratives all week. It's going to be a brutal week for Dolphins fans with Tua losing and the Dolphins losing a game. The national media, they're singing their praises. Kumbaya, the Dolphins lost. They're going to go crazy. They're going to go crazy this week, and there's nothing we can do. You're going to have the Colin Cowherds and the Damian Woodies and the Bart Scotts and every analyst that hates the Dolphins and hates Tua Tagovailoa and wants to see us fail. They're going to be in their glory all this week, and they're going to hype up Justin Herbert, even though they lost to the Las Vegas Raiders. A bad loss for the Chargers today. So they are now 500, 6-6. The national media is going to be in their glory all week, and there's nothing we can do about it. But how do we answer from this? We come out, we regroup, and we kick the Chargers' ass on Sunday Night Football. So I'm out of here. There's no Victory Monday video. More than likely, I'll be back on Tuesday. I should be back on Tuesday, but I am out of here. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you have not already, be sure to subscribe to the Big Fight Field channel for some more Dolphins content coming up. It's a huge week. Chargers week, Sunday Night Football. You bet it's going to be a big week on the Big Fight Field channel. So you're going to want to be subscribed. Comment down below if you're a Dolphins fan. Leave your thoughts on the game. If you're a 49ers fan and you want to talk trash in the comments, be my guest. I have nothing against 49ers fans whatsoever. So go ahead and talk your stuff. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from me. Follow me on Twitter and TikTok at Colin_Joseph. I'm out of here. Thank y'all so much. Yeah, that's all I got. Have a good night. Stay safe. As always, stay classy. Fins up. Don't panic. I'm out. Peace.